Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, so roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know if you're new to my channel, I like to go deep within my reading. So I do look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see if they play as karmic themes within your experience. This gives you the power back. A lot of times when we're dealing with people that have a lot of shadows, they get triggered a lot. And when they get triggered, they project. So it's very easy then to wind up feeling as if there's something wrong with you, or even just become overstimulated with so much thought and so much emotion because you're connected to someone that you do care about, but they're acting in a way that you don't really understand why they're acting. They're certainly not acting as if they like you, but then you know that they like you. So understand, when you understand what the person is acting the way that they're acting, you can adjust the way that you are interacting with that person. And that automatically changes the dynamic of the relationship and many times gives you the power back. Or at the very least, you get to avoid karmic consequences, negative karmic consequences. Because when you're dealing with someone that has a lot of trauma and shadows and they haven't integrated anything, then they have sabotaging behavior. So even if they care about you, they can't even be in a healthy relationship. And then what happens is you're the one that's inherited the negative karma. And that might mean you miss an opportunity. You miss an opportunity because this person is so full of drama, or emotionally you're so caught up in that situation. So again, there's many different realities that play out at one time. Your level of consciousness depends on what you do, and that will determine your karma. And that's why there's a lot of different realities that play out at one time. When you're at the most healed, you actually can quantum jump into the reality that you want to experience. Now, that doesn't mean getting your person back, but what it does mean is that they eat the karma. Number one, because even if it's a narcissist where they don't care, they're going to care that you got away without, it affecting you. That's that doesn't work for a person that's a narcissist. Or you're going to attract someone that's a better vibrational match for you, someone that's going to emotionally give you. And then again, the person that didn't give to you, many times they're still energetically holding on to you. They're still spying on you from afar. So they get to see that as well, which again is their karma. So this is why we do these type of readings. They're healing, they're empowering, they're transformational. Now, if you want to enter into any free reading with me, understand the readings are going to be a little bit longer because, again, we're going into different elements of the reading. We're not just about what your person did and what they're going to do. And you have to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in the comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out, and it's the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. And I usually pull from my deck, the Psychic Soul Healer Oracle deck, made for healing trauma. This deck comes with a downloadable PDF workbook as well as a tangible workbook that you can use for meditation or reflection practices, doing readings, as well as shadow healing. There's over 75 to 100 like healing modalities and different types of exercises in the workbook. There's over 30 different oracle spreads, everything from breaking karmic contracts, healing certain traumas that you have. Again, it's a way that you can stay on track doing your healing. It's a way that you can be interactive, because a lot of shadow work is all about reflection. And then, you do the exercises such as reparenting and seeing what your core beliefs are and all that good stuff. So again, you might want to check it out. The link will be in the description box. And there it is. Cards are beautiful. As you can see, these colors are really beautiful, and the pictures on them, the illustrations are just fabulous. You know, I mean, we have merciless forgiveness, we have aggression. So you can see again, they're all shadow terminology, diplomacy, like just all these words. Okay. So check that out. Also, you want to check out the description box for any of important information, anywhere you want to find me. If you want to like listen to, be a cross watcher on another channel, I do have a Scorpio channel, a Gemini channel, an all zodiac channel. Check those out, and my merchandise link. All right. I always feel like I'm supposed to plug, so there's my plug for myself. You need to read, if you're someone that wants to learn healing, there I have a $7.99 a month subscription that does inner child healing, shadow healing, reparenting, and all the healing modalities to heal the effects of trauma. Again, you'll find that in the description box, but you can also head over to my website, pureenergyhealer.com, and click on my blogs. I have over 100 different blogs on different healing, whether you need to heal adrenal fatigue, which is very common for people that live in survival mode, you get adrenal burnout. So if you're someone that suffers from anxiety, depression, spiritually imbalanced, you can always find free resources on my website, pureenergyhealer.com. And even find my past radio shows. I'll eventually be doing more of those. So again, check it all out. It's all about healing. This is your one-stop shop for healing. All right, let's see what the underlining energy is. I hope everyone's having a good day today, by the way. Okay, vanity, vanity. There it is. Okay, that was the first time that we've actually pulled that card out. So I feel like you're dealing with someone that really gives a shit about what people think. You know, I think that you're connected to someone that has a big ego, but really thinks that they are a better catch than they really are. They're a little delusional. And I say that because vanity, a lot of times people are so caught up in their appearance that they don't actually notice what's going on in their environment. So you may be like, well, why doesn't my person do anything? Why it is my person doesn't, well, again, they care a lot about what other people think. So they never want to seem like the chaser, first of all. They never want to seem as if they're the vulnerable one. So that's, they care about what they look like. They want to seem as if they're desirable, that they have people chasing them. So they also like to create the dynamic that they see that happening. And I feel like your person did this a lot with you. They continued, they came in and out of your life, and they would give you just enough, feel like once you got hooked, then they would disappear again. And they would always wanted to get a reaction from you, and you never gave them one. So now they walked away, and they walked away in having like a temper tantrum. And I feel like they're trying to replace you right now with someone that's better, someone that may look better, someone that does better, the way they can't. And that's the thing. So what I feel is you're connected to someone that is just digging a hole deeper and deeper and deeper because they're caught up in the way that they look. They want to create the illusion. So I feel like the waiting game is actually how they sabotage, how they're sabotaging this connection. So when you were with this person, you felt like, again, constrained, like that you had to give up too much power in order to like be with them. And that means give up your personal power, that this person can't really express themselves, doesn't want to express themselves, again, because it would go against the facade that they're creating, that they're the most desirable. So in order for them to feel comfortable, as I said, they create a dynamic that is just a very frustrating type of connection to be in, one that would be triggering, and they purposely do it because they don't want to take the time to build the emotional connection. Instead, they like to create passion, but passion through the fact that you're attracted to someone, but then you're so frustrated. So there's a lot of sexual tension there. And this person actually likes that because usually people give in. But I feel like there's a little bit of detachment on your end where you're like, first of all, it's like, I feel like you don't really connect with someone unless they emotionally give to you. So what worked on past relationships is actually backfiring because the whole time you're like, in order to be in a relationship with you, unless I'm falling all over you and up your ass, you don't really think that I care about you. And, in order for me to feel safe in the relationship, I feel like I have to give up all my power because I can't trust you because the ego is always running the show. And then when I say, again, what bothers me and I walk away from you, you act like the victim. Again, you twist it around like it's me. Like I have too many expectations on the relationship, that I have too many demands on the relationship, where it's like this person like doesn't emotionally want to give you what they know that they should. So what happens is every time the relationship gets difficult and you call them out on their bullshit, they again twist it around and they act like they're the victim. So I feel like you walked away from this person now, and now they certainly are acting like the victim because that was their normal ploy to begin with. So it was like you felt like you couldn't even really talk to this person, that they were so immature. So immature. And then, of course, like you had expectations, like setting unrealistic expectation because you did like this person. I feel like this person showed you a part of themselves that wasn't really true. Like they might work at a company, but they pretended to own part of the company. They, again, always lie about who they are. They create facades and illusions. And so you had expectation because there was a connection. And I feel like relationships are something that happen over time. And because when we go into a relationship and we have an expectation, I'm feeling, like you said, we're always going to be let down. Remember, unconditional love, there is no expectation, there is no ownership. There just is. So unless you're balanced. So I feel like you were not really balanced, but you weren't as imbalanced as this person. What it was that you just haven't dated, you just haven't been in a relationship in a while, where this person is in balance, where they don't really want to be in this type of relationship. What they want is they want to be here for good time, not a long time, and have it all about passion, but like almost where it's very toxic, like where you're either in bed or you're fighting with each other. And that's like, it's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. And because you're like, I'm not going to play this fucked up game with you, they act like the victim. They're acting like the victim. And you're like, I'm not a victim. You're trying to make me a victim because, again, you want to constrain me and I don't feel safe in your weird boundaries that you're creating for me. It's like, because even if I gave you what you wanted, there's a sense that you're not really sticking around because you're not building the emotional bond with me. And so this person finds you very frustrating, like I said, because you're not giving in to their ploy. This person usually is able to outwit expectations through the fact that people do normally have expectations. People have, it's, you may say that it's normal to have expectation, but unfortunately, everyone comes from a different level of consciousness. Sorry, hold on. Everybody comes from a different level of consciousness. And so when you're connected to somebody that's all about themselves, selfish, then it's something. I'm gonna put you on pause, hold on. So many interruptions, sorry. And I'm kind of feeling like that must be the energy of this relationship as well. For whatever reason, I'm getting like someone's tried to come back a few times as well, but there's always like something that gets in this person's way. I don't know why psychically I got that, not just because I kept getting interrupted there, the drink, the dog, etc. But I feel like, again, the expectation for this person, again, being that they are very vain, is that how could you not? Of course you're going to come back. Of course you're going to come back to me. And I feel like for you, you had expectation of, I thought that this was a meaningful relationship to you. I thought because we had a connection and we've had some deep conversations, we've had some heart to hearts, that I meant more to you. I feel like you do mean something to this person, but what I'm saying is that this person's very insecure. So unless the relationship looks a certain way, they're not satisfied because it's all about feeding their ego. And it's the type of relationship dynamic that this person feels comfortable being in. So let's pull like two more, I'm feeling, just from this deck. And then we'll look at the hidden truths. So influence. So again, this person for some are around somebody that I feel like is supporting them financially, someone that's taking care of them. They're not in a physical connection. Obviously, the person that's supporting this person wants more, wants an emotional based connection. They're not getting it. Your person doesn't want that. However, they're not secure with who they are. Again, they're mainly paying attention to how they look, to you especially, because they have feelings, but also to a lot of other people. So I feel like they're being given really bad advice by somebody that is financially supporting them or has control over their money, that does not want them with you at all, because they would rather them be with them in the way that they want to be with you. And so this is another reason why your person doesn't like give you what you need, because they created a facade, and their facade is that they're someone that's very stable and secure, someone that, hey, that's what I felt, that they were like the face of a business, but they didn't own that business. If anything, they might have been like, they might be someone that's a really good technician for the business. They may be someone that, is in a manager, but not somebody that's the owner. And they presented themselves as an owner. And I feel like whoever is in control of this person is also in control of that business, or in control of whatever it is, some sort of financial money. So your person is being influenced by that person, and probably influenced, not just don't go out and meet people, love, there is no such thing as love, because hey, things didn't work out with us, but also there's going to be consequences. And your person may, I feel like it hasn't been set out right, but there's an underlining energy. But for so long, your person is not really aware, and was not aware of how things were being manipulated and set up, to the point that they can't get out of their situation. If they get out of their situation, they got to walk away from everything. And that's the thing. They're like, if I walk away from everything, then who am I? This was who I am. This is the problem that this person is battling. They're battling their ego because of, again, vanity. I want to look like I have more money. I want to look like I'm stable. I want to look like I'm successful. That's who the person that you fell in love with. That's the person that you met. That's the person that you thought you had a relationship with. But It's almost like they're the Wizard of Oz. They're the man behind the green curtain. They're not that person. So let's look at some of the triggers. Disturbed. It's like I feel like you're like, because you need to hold on to the facade of who you are, you create a lot of mental and emotional abuse for me. It's like you gaslight me. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's fake. I don't know. It's like I don't even know that you're not even who you claim that you are. It's like, so there's a sense of very confused, very confused from being in a relationship with this person. And you felt like they were cheating all the time. And it's, well, it's not that they're cheating, but emotionally they actually are, because they're still listening to this karmic person. This karmic person has full control, is an illusion. Your person would have to say, my life is worth more than what it looks like to everybody else. So the job that I work, I won't be able to be the president or the founder or whatever it is, but I should leave then and go and work somewhere else where my life is my life. At the end of the day, I can punch out and enjoy the rest of my life. No, this person says, no, I can't do that, because then people are going to think that I'm like everybody else. And I can't be like everyone else. And that's why this person is extremely insecure. Emotionally, they've been beat down by whoever's in their environment, whoever's influencing them. They haven't done the shadow work. So of course you're like, who the hell am I dating? Who the hell am I with? Who you're with is a facade. It's a person that, it created a facade, but underneath they're very unhappy. They don't know who they are. And I say that because when we have shadows, it's parts that we've detached and we rejected, but none of us are rejected energy. That's not, God doesn't make rejected energy. We're all perfect. Even Helen Keller, that you'd say, oh, they're the person was deaf, dumb, blind. God says they were perfect. They were a legacy. They were made exactly the way that I wanted them to be made. And you're still talking about that person. They're still influencing millions and thousands of quadruple, I don't even know if that's a word, but just infinity amount of people that learn Braille, that are blind, that just want to learn it. To language, again, groundbreaking. That's how much internal shit was going on. The Holy Spirit was inside. And that was that person's path. And that's a hard path. Extremely hard. That's why we're still talking about her today. That's legacy. And so understand, it's to transmute the negative energy. This person doesn't do any of that. So they're defective. They think that there's something wrong with them. And there is, as long as they stay connected to being vain, caring more about what it looks like than what it really is. However, I feel like, I feel like this person's, a side note, does replay things over and over in their head about the connection, but we're still on you. And so I just feel like this person like would lie a lot. It's like you go through a situation, maybe they say they have plans on Friday, and then Friday would come and then they back out. And then, they make promises to you all the time and then not deliver. Or those promises just were never delivered. And I feel like this person said a lot of things to try to get a reaction from you. And once you would give them a reaction of, yeah, that's great, let's get together. Or, yeah, I'd like to do that. Yeah, you want to go to dinner? Okay, let's go to dinner. Then this person wouldn't follow through. So you just always felt like you already lived through this before. And it's like, it's always a trigger that this person's not going to show up. It's the same karmic theme. It's like, yeah, you make promises to keep me stuck, but I have no intention, because there's someone pulling the strings back home. And so that you can live in the home that you live in and drive the car that you're driving in. But that person that you're connected to, you don't want to give anything to. So you have to make a choice. They're staying stuck purposely. It's because, again, they're vain. I care a lot too much about what it looks like. That's why I need, again, you to be up my ass and make me feel as if I'm desirable. Otherwise, that's why you're like, you're probably cheating. It's that this person doesn't get anything at home. And if they're not getting anything from you and they're only keeping it surface, then they're talking to other people. Because they're not getting what they need from you. And so there's almost a sense where you guys are in this power struggle because this person has feelings for you, but they can't give you what they know you're deserving of. So let's look at the hidden truth. I've been doing that in between instead of going deeper. We'll go deeper after. Almost like just because I'm curious lately. I want you. Again, like I said, there is passion. So they want you to give in and they want to create that like crazy passion where it's like that there's a fine line between love and hate, where it's not a healthy relationship. So, but it's only again passion. And this, because there is a spiritual element. A spiritual element is emotional, but being that this person is not taking the time to go deep with you, that's all that it would be. And that's why you're like, well, I don't really have those type of connections. Peace out. So it's frustrating to this person because they're like, I don't understand. And they also don't understand why they can't control the relationship. I can't stop thinking about you. Again, them ruminating. Part of that's the ruminating because again, the relationship's frustrating to them because what you symbolize to them is you have to change your fucking life. You have to change your life. If you want to be with me, you're going to have to change. So of course, this person's going to try and do everything to change. I am not available. And that's because they're, again, in a connection. So they want you and they want to have this passion, but they're not ready to do what it takes. Are they ever gonna? Are they ever going to? We're only going to pull 3. They want to give you romance. Again, they want to give you like again and or again offer like a friendship because there's such a yearning. But the problem is with the romance and the love is again, we're back at the passion. So I feel as if this person is going to again try to create, look at this fidelity. Like again, there's a sense of like them yearning and trying to become attached to you. And I see that yearning, look, attached. And so I'm kind of feeling passion. And so it's almost like I feel like eventually, because what I see is that they can't control themselves. So they're going to offer you something, but it's still not going to be what you want because they are in connection with somebody else. And this person, like I said, feels the emotional connection to you. This relationship special. It's like enchanted to them. There's a yearning, there's a desire. There's no doubt about that. However, they're attached to somebody else. So they'll offer friendship with the hopes that maybe you'll to get close to you so that you'll sway is what I'm feeling. And then maybe within 6 to 9 months, they would feel as if they were making some sort of decision by the autumn. Again, if you don't give in to them, this is what they'll offer. They'll offer like the friendship in hopes to get close to you. Again, I would say by the end of September. But again, they're not ready. They're not really ready to leave. So they're only offering romance, which is exactly what they've been kept coming in with. It's not, you may assume that they're separate from this person, that karmic. Yeah, again, emotionally connected, and they feel that they're emotionally connected, and that there's an intuitive and an empathic connection to you that's heart-centered. See, that's why. It's again, there's a lot of emotion, which obviously is the catalyst to make people change. The person has passion for you. It's not that they don't. So that's what's going to make them. And there's a spiritual connection. It's a psychic connection. It's an intuitive one. So I feel like what's happening is that you're not going to come back to them. They're going to come and offer by the end of September, friendship in hopes to get close to you because of this psychic connection. But again, I feel like they're still connected to that karmic. Yeah, because there's unconditional love between you and this person. It's like it says it again. They can tell the difference between you and the karmic, and they also see that it's all like it's unchanged. So much time has gone by. That is infinite love. So they see the difference, but it still requires them to step it up. And when I say, okay, will this person, let's ask the question again differently. Because it's not answering, it's just saying what this person will do. It's not like that, it's not saying, which I guess is what I asked, but I want to know what's going on with that karmic. What is going on with the karmic? Broken again. So I feel like this person is going to, first of all, that with the karmic we know is broken. But when I ask what's going on, like with the karmic, I feel like again, this person, they're not going to keep their promise. They may break your heart, but not your spirit, right? So understand, like, I feel like again, there's a very strong feeling that if that maybe the karmic and this person is separated, but it's not 100% over. This person is coming back, and they're coming back in hopes to again stir up this emotional connection because they have the connection to you, this spiritual connection. They can't walk away. They still want it, but they still haven't given you the time. They've given the karmic the time, and that's something that's not in the cards. But when we ask again, what is their intention? What's going to happen is the karmic with again, it's broken. So I know that their relationship is broken. But I'm also feeling like your person's not going to like be honest. They're going to leave that part out because you wouldn't be with this person. Games. And I knew it. It's they want their cake and they want to eat it too. They want to hold on to what everything looks like. They don't want to lose their stuff. They don't want to lose the illusion of what it looks like, but they feel the spiritual connection. So I feel like so much time has gone by that they feel like, well, you'll think that I am over it because why am I coming back? But don't let this person in. Don't let this person in. They're not free of that person. They're not free of that person. And so they'll get what they want. Like I said, they feel this connection. There's no doubt about it. There's unconditional love here. It's just when a person doesn't give you time, it's the only passion driven, and that's all we saw through the reading. And that's because they wouldn't form the emotional connection to you because somebody won't allow them to, because they're like, well, I don't want to leave my situation because, hey, what will I look like? So this is why they've tried to do it the other way. So again, why you attracted this person, your inner child wounds, self-love, learning to give yourself self-love. If you grew up in an environment that you weren't nurtured and loved, again, you would have to reparent yourself, and that is by giving yourself self-love because of shame, and that is definitely shame energy. If you were to be with this person and they went back to that karmic, you would be there holding the shit bag of shame. And that's because, again, you'd feel like, hey, there was mud on my face, and when meanwhile you didn't do anything wrong. So shame as a child, when meanwhile children shouldn't be shamed, but parents tend to do that, not meaning to, not realizing the what manifests from that. So when you have shame, you definitely have to give yourself self-love, and that means you have to be really careful about who you're allowing into your life, because this person's selfish. Imagination, that's a gift. That's a gift. So Spirit saying, don't imagine, again, shame or being with someone like this. Imagine what you want. Imagine where you want to go. Be like childlike, because the kingdom of heaven's inside of you. If you can imagine it, you can create it. Spirit says, and you have that gift. Pull on it. Pull on it. But have a love affair with yourself to activate that imagination too. Because you got the space, and the space is that. It's like this is a new world for you. You're not tied to anybody. There's no relationship. Spirit says use the space to imagine what you want. Otherwise, by making sure to raise your vibration to unconditional love, by being loved, by giving and receiving of love through your free will. Takes a mustard seed, the universe makes it multiply. You know, we're all David going up against Goliath. God says, don't do my job, do your job. And imagine, be in the realm of the imagination. And that, again, is not with this energy. This is old wound energy. And that's why you had to go through it. So we asked Spirit one last question. And that is, again, got to find the big cards. Where'd they go? The big cards, the big cards. You know, it's probably right in front of my face. See, that's what happens. So we asked Spirit, what is the end result? What's the energy that we should hold? Because really is to reparent yourself, give yourself the self-love by taking the time, your energy, and that means, again, your free time, your energy, put it into yourself. The empty space, like I said, is there to create. And that's will transmute that negative energy. Because when you're, again, creating and going out and finding yourself, having a love affair with yourself, you really get to know what you like. And your mind cannot be on that. There's no time for that energy. Listen to life. I am attentive to the world around me. Signs and symbols guide me to success. I listen and discover the way to the eternal, because the kingdom of heaven's inside of you, and the universe is always conspiring to bring you what you need. So when you listen to life, it's like this person came in to your life, again, to help you transmute that leftover wounding energy of shame, of childhood trauma. And then we have shame for many different reasons, but and it could be something as minute as I ate a cookie when I shouldn't have, and my mother shamed me. You know, it could be, it's the child self. It doesn't always need to be traumatizing. However, it was traumatizing to the child. So the energy. And so going through the experience, handling it differently, and then transmuting the energy. And that's by becoming a new version of yourself. because you also held the energy of shame. This person obviously holds the energy of shame because they're connected to someone else and they're so concerned about what things look like. They're so vain that they're not even paying attention to like what's really going on around them with the karmic, how they're really treating you, what they're doing to themselves. And that means they're no longer present. They're living in a fantasy. And that's why they wouldn't be able to have the longevity to be with you. Doesn't mean that they don't have feelings. They're just not healed enough. I'm going to leave that there, guys. I love you and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. You let me know how you resonated. All right. Bye.